What to do to everybody on here? I know my fans gonna post this on YouTube. We don't. My fans don't post these stories on YouTube for the views. We just do it. My fans post it on here because when I go live, like right now, I'm live on my website. It's billions of girls listening, so it's not like I need people to listen. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, my love life and career is in a parallel universe. Um, So I thought I would tell y'all, this episode would be about kind of like me and Debbie Ryan. I had my eyes on Debbie Ryan for a long time, even though because we filmed the first season of Jesse All Grown Up. That's in a parallel universe, obviously. But the first season is on HBO Max and it's still trending. It's still number one. And now we're working on the second season. And while we were filming the first season of Jesse Grown Up, I mean, I did have my eye on Debbie Ryan for a little minute, watching her and everything. Never quite made my move on her, but, recently we have been hooking up and stuff like that. So I'm going to start it off with, me going to Debbie Ryan house on the late night tip. I love the late night tip, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I pulled up to her house around like 12, like no, 11:30 at night. And I called her. She's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Debbie." She's like, "David, hey baby." I'm like, "Are you ready?" He's like, "Yeah." He's asleep. I'm like, "You got your stuff packed up?" She's like, "Wait, I was supposed to pack some stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you to pack some clothes up." She's like, "No, I didn't know that you wanted me to pack anything." "Okay, I'll pack some clothes. Like for how long?" I'm like, "Oh, for a couple of weeks." She's like, "So what do I actually tell my husband?" I'm like, "You're my girl now. You don't tell him anything." She's like, "Okay." So she just started packing her stuff up and she comes and put her clothes in the back of the truck, of my truck. I take her to one of my apartments. She's like, "Dude, wait, so am I staying here?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to stay here, while we filming the second season of Jesse Out Growing Up. I just want you to be somewhere safe, I don't want to have to worry about if somebody putting their hands on you. She's like, "That's very sweet." I'm like, "So are you still my baby?" He's like, "I am definitely 100% still your girl." I'm like, "Okay." It's like, everybody started to speculate, are we dating? I didn't know if it was okay for me to come out and say that we are. Like, I didn't want to I didn't know if it was okay for me to say that it was okay. I'm like, I mean, it's definitely okay for you to say it. It's like, so you want me to confirm it? Tell your fans that we're dating? I'm like, it's like, David, I really don't care if my husband find out because I'm already going to divorce his ass anyway. I already told him that I want a divorce, so I really don't care if he find out that we're in a relationship. I'm like, so you don't care? It's like, of course not. I love you. I'm like, okay. So I'm beating it up. We having sex, and I mean, it's very intense. It's very, very intense. I mean, I'm definitely turning it up. But I told Debbie Ryan that there was a few girls that I didn't want to hear her live on my website, which was Lay, obviously, and the girl Ruth from Sydney to the Max. So I showed her how she can block these girls so they won't be able to see her live and all that stuff. Anyway, so she went live on my website and she's like, "Hi, y'all know it's Debbie Ryan. I mean, I don't really gotta like tell y'all who I am. I don't have to give y'all an introduction, but as you can tell, that me and David are definitely dating. I know y'all been asking and making videos like it seems like David is dating Debbie Ryan, and the truth of the matter is we are dating. Um, we've been dating. How long we've been dating? For like a week now. It's been like a full 7 days of us actually dating and having sex and stuff. So yeah, about a 4 7 days. And I know a lot of y'all been saying no. A lot of y'all been saying he's gonna end up getting me pregnant, and I better tell him to strap up and put a condom on his dick and everything. And I know, I've been hearing all of this shit, and I get that y'all concerned, but maybe. maybe I want to get pregnant. Maybe I want to have his babies. Have y'all ever thought about that? I do want a family of my own, so maybe that is what I want. Maybe that's something that I, genuinely want. I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm not a teenager. So, have you ever thought that maybe that's just what I want? So, I just remember I'm kissing on her. I'm like, "Are you still my baby?" He's like, "David, you know that I am still your baby." So, we kissing, and then I'm pretty much like grabbing her ass and everything like that. And I was thinking about, it was a lot of things that was like running through my head. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just a couple of things that was running through my head. And I just remember after she told my fans that we were dating, I wasn't like, because I was happy knowing that, the girl Lay didn't see it, or, the girl Ruth that plays on Sydney to the Max, and even when my fans respond to it, and they definitely responded to this shit, they won't be able to see it. So that's a good thing. So, I'm on my website. It was like after I had sex with her again, she got off of my website telling everybody that, we dating. I did have sex with her again a few times after that. But I got back on my website. I had to turn her ass up, and she was laying on my chest. And I was just like, David, wait, before you get on there, I thought I gotta tell you something. I mean, I was trying to hide it, but I guess there's no. I mean, I'm not gonna wait another week or another few weeks to tell you. I think that I might be pregnant. I'm like, what do you mean you think you might be pregnant? She's like, I don't know for sure, but I know I have been throwing up this past week and definitely like, feeling loopy and not feeling myself. I'm like, okay. So like, well, I guess what I'm saying is, I think we should go to the pharmacy store and get a pregnancy test, so I can take it, just in case, see if I'm pregnant. I'm like, okay. So we go to the pharmacy store, we get the pregnancy test, we come back, and she takes it. And as we waiting for the results, I'm pretty much turning her ass up. Boy, I love sex. Everybody know I'm a sexaholic, so it's no big secret about that. So when we looked at the test after we had sex, she was like, David, I knew it. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm pregnant. I knew that I was pregnant. I just didn't know for sure that I was. I'm like, so you are pregnant? She's like, yes, and you are the father. And I'm okay if you want a DNA test to make sure that I'm the dad, that you're the daddy. I mean, if you want to see if you're like 100% the father, I'm okay with that. So I get my personal nurses, to check her out and run a DNA test. It was like, yeah, David, yeah, you definitely the father. I mean, you can look at the screen and see, but you could tell that that's not normal sperm in her uterus, and that's your sperm. So yes, you got her pregnant. And I mean, the math adds up. I mean, it's 4 7 days y'all been dating, and it's look like fresh sperm that's in her. That's yours. So I think the math adds up. Like, yeah, you're the father. So my nurses left, and Debbie was like, I told you that you was the father, but I was okay with you like doing the DNA test because I was very confident that you're the daddy. So now that we're like a week into filming the second season of Jesse All Grown Up, I mean, do we tell the cast that we're dating or we keep it a secret? I'm like, well, I was kind of fucking the shit out of Peyton List. She's like, you was fucking Peyton List? I'm like, I haven't having sex with Peyton List. We doing a movie together. It's like, okay, so you've been fucking her. I'm like, it's like, so do you have feelings for her? I'm like, I mean, I got feelings for you. It's like, that's not what I asked you. I'm like, I got feelings for you, Debbie. He's like, okay, so what do we do? I mean, do we keep our relationship a secret from the cast, or do we tell them that we're dating? Like what do we do? I'm like, well, I'm asking you, what do you think is the best thing to do? Like, what do you think? She's like, I think for now we should keep it a secret because if we tell them because we're a week in, and then not only that, I just found out that I'm a week pregnant with your babies. So them finding out that we're dating and you knock me up that fast, I just don't think that that's a good idea to tell them, like right right off the bat. I feel like if we tell them that Peyton List is not going to be professional, she's probably not going to show up on set, and she's probably going to show up when she feel like it. Scott Jackson, the same thing. Like I just don't want nobody to be on their feelings while we working on the second season. I feel like we can tell them after we're done filming the second season, and when it's fully done, then we should just tell them. I'm like, okay, it's like, because by then I know my pregnancy is going to be showing, and everybody's going to be wondering if I'm pregnant by then. And then they'll be more comfortable to just tell them, like, me and you been dating, and yes, I'm having this baby, so I'm pregnant with David's babies. Like, just lay it all out there. So I'm like, I mean, that sounds like a good ass plan. It's like, I mean, that sounds very smart. It's like, so I think we should do it that way. Just like hold on from telling them for a little while. Like keep them in suspense and everything because they don't have a clue that we're even doing anything. I'm like, yeah, they don't think we're dating. It's like, yeah, let's keep it that way for a little while, until we done the second season. Then we tell them. So I'm like, yeah, we can do that. So I get on my laptop and I go on my website because, like I said, my fans they did respond to me and Debby Ryan dating. So this one girl, she was like in her room and she like responds to the whole thing. She's like, y'all, all right, so wait a minute, David's fucking Debby Ryan. He's like smashing Debby Ryan. I'm for that shit. Like Debby Ryan and David look like they can make a cute couple. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really think they'll make some cute ass babies. Debby Ryan and David is a thing. Damn. I mean, like, I would have never thought that they would be in a relationship, but damn, that's crazy. I really don't have nothing to really say about it because a lot of people saying that Debby Ryan is married, but she did announce on her Instagram that she's getting a divorce. So she's not technically with her husband, so she can date if she wants to. When you're filing for divorce, you're allowed to date around and be with other people. So, I don't think she's cheating on her husband if she's filing for divorce. So David is her boyfriend. They're dating, but I feel like David is still dating that Disney star girl Lay. David always got a lot of girlfriends. Period. He's not always with just one girl. But yeah, I mean that's kind of cool that David's dating Debby Ryan. I think that's kind of cool. They got that new series out on HBO Max. Jesse all grown up, but in the show, Debby Ryan is not his girlfriend or anything like that. She's just like the nanny. And actually, David is married to Scott Jackson. Like they have kids together and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. That he ended up with, Debby Ryan. Like that's crazy. So when you look at the show, you be like, David is actually dating Debby Ryan. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool that they're in a relationship and they're dating. But yeah, Debby Ryan, she was definitely honest. She said she had her eye on David for a little while and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure David been watching Debby Ryan. And for my, if y'all want my opinion, I truly think Debby Ryan is a sexy white girl. I think she is so pretty and stuff. And I really think a lot of people want to smash Debby Ryan. So I think like for David to be smashing on or fucking on Debby Ryan, that's like a dream come true for a lot of males. Because a lot of males, it's just like a lot of people want to smash Selena Gomez, but I don't really think a lot of people want to smash her anymore. I mean, they probably smash her just to get that fantasy out there, mind of hitting it or having sex with it. But I don't think a lot of people is like going crazy. I just want to fuck Selena Gomez. Like Selena Gomez is pretty. She's a bad girl, but I feel like her age is definitely catching up with her. Like you can tell that she's in her 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely you can see that like all in her appearance and stuff. Like you can tell she's in her 30s. But yeah, I really don't have bad shit to say about Debby Ryan and David. Like I don't know what people was expecting me to say about this shit. I mean, it's not like she's technically cheating on her husband. She's filing for divorce. So when you filing for divorce, you can date or go on dates and stuff like that. You can have a boyfriend. You're allowed to do that shit. So it's like just because she's filing for divorce, her love life don't have to be put on hold. You know, she can date around and do what she's doing. You know, all I'm gonna say is I'm looking forward to when she says she's pregnant, when she gets online and announces that David then knocked her ass up. Who knows? She's probably already fucking pregnant. You know what I'm saying? She's probably already knocked up and just not saying shit. So, you know, I'm looking for when she does that shit. That's when it's really gonna fuck my head out. But other than that, I really don't got too much to say about David and Debby Ryan, you know, being together as a, you know, couple. Only thing that I'm concerned about is if the cast know if they're dating, because that can kind of fuck shit up. Like, you know, I know David was dating Scott Jackson at one point, and then I do know that he was doing some stuff like hanging out with like Peyton List. So it's like, do the cast know that they're dating, or I don't think they know, because if they did know, I don't think that it would be a smooth operation as filming the second season. I think it's gonna be like a lot of complications and stuff. So I don't think they know, and I don't think they probably gonna telecast, which would be a smart thing to do to not tell them until like after the second season is done, and then you tell them like, hey, we've been dating and all this shit like that. Because there's nothing they can really do because the second season is done. You know, you're done filming, so it's like, what can you really do? You know. So I get off of my I get off my website, and Debbie Ryan was like, David, I told you that that was the smart thing to do. She was like, now, I mean, as far as us like going out on dates, we can do whatever you want, but if we're gonna keep it a secret, we probably shouldn't go out on dates like right away, because then like what if people start filming us and then Scott Jackson see it or Peyton List sees it, you know, see us kissing in the video or holding hands and stuff. So I think that we should kind of like, I mean, you know what, David? If you want to take me out on a date, you can. I'm not gonna tell you you can't. I'm your girlfriend, and if you want to take me out and show me a good time, you can. I'm like, you sure? It's like, yeah. I mean, if they end up finding out, then they just find out. I mean, it's not really anything they can do. I mean, like, it's not like you're like fully in a relationship with these girls. You're not dating Scott Jackson no more. She's not your girl. You're not like officially, exclusively in a relationship with Peyton List. So it's like, it's not really too much they can really do or say. So it's like, if they get mad about us dating, then they just get upset about it. I mean, they'll get over it. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and like tiptoe around our relationship because of Scott Jackson and fucking Peyton List. So like, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, so it's like, if you want to take me out right now, you can. It's up to you. I mean, if you want to. So I remember, you know, I'm kissing on her. I ended up beating it up again, and then I remember I had to make a run and meet up with Ruth. Now, Debby Ryan would sleep, and I like when my girls got on night clothes when they sleep, and it just makes me feel more comfortable when I leave. You know, I don't want them like sleeping half naked. Like they can sleep half naked if I'm like in the bed with them, but if I'm like making a run, then I want them to put on some PJs, you know, some fucking night clothes. But anyway, I go see Ruth, you know, the girl from Sydney to the Max, and she opens the door. It's like, hi, baby. I'm like, hey, girl, damn. You know, every time I see you, you look so pretty. She's like, I do. I'm like, yeah. It's like, you know, you said that. All right, David, I'm about to tell my dad and stuff that I'm pregnant. I'm like, you ain't tell him? She's like, well, actually, no, I'm about to tell my friends. Like, they don't know that I'm pregnant with your babies. I thought I would just tell them and just get it out the way. Because they're going to find out, they're going to figure it out sooner. Like, what if I post a TikTok video and they looking at my stomach? I'm like, yeah, true. She's like, so I'm just going to tell everybody. You know what? You think I should just go on my Instagram live and just tell people, just tell everybody? Because my friends, they'll be watching that shit. Yeah, I'm going to just go on my Instagram live and just tell everybody. I'm like, yeah, but I want to beat it up. She's like, okay, well, after you beat it up. So we had sex, right? I'm like turning it up, and you know I love talking dirty when I have sex with girls. So me and Ruth, we're going at it, I'm talking dirty, she talking dirty. And what you gotta realize, if you look at that Disney show, Sydney to the Max, she is not, she ain't that little girl no more. She's playing a character, and I feel like a lot of people still think about this girl Ruth as Sydney to the Max. Like they think about her being this Disney star girl, but that's not her real life. Y'all be late. Y'all just crazy. I think a lot of y'all crazy as hell. Y'all don't understand that when these girls play these roles, eventually they're getting older. Their body is changing. Their hormones is changing. All this shit is going through their minds. You know what I'm saying? So you can't expect them to be the same way every time you see them. You know what I'm saying? So 9 times out of 10, some of them having sex already. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's really going on with these girls. You know what I'm saying? So just because you see them on a Disney show, don't mean that you fully know their damn life. You know what I'm saying? So I just remember after I had sex with, Ruth, she got on her Instagram live and she pretty much told everybody. So she was like, um, I feel like I need to be honest with y'all because, like I said, y'all, I don't like responding to a lot of shit because I don't feel like I need to. I'm like 18 years old. I'm legal. I'm of age. I can have a boyfriend. I can have sex. I can do this stuff. So y'all can't tell me how to live my fucking life. A lot of y'all sitting up here telling me, "Oh, I can't believe that she's doing this. She's that Disney star girl. She played on that Disney show and she's doing all this freaky nasty stuff for attention." Not I am not doing anything for attention. But anyway, and I already told y'all that y'all can feel free to unfollow me. I've been told y'all that y'all can unfollow me. So y'all don't have to follow me and be, what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to do that. Like, why put yourself through that suffering? Anyway, I got on here to tell y'all that I'm a few weeks pregnant with David's babies. I thought I would be honest about the pregnancy because I know eventually y'all gonna figure this shit out. So I thought I'd be honest about having David's babies because I am pregnant with his babies. And I thought I would just tell y'all because I know that y'all eventually gonna figure it out and y'all gonna be, doing investigation and making videos. Oh, that girl Ruth from that Disney show, Sydney to the Max, she looks pregnant. Like, I am pregnant. Yes, and David's the father. And I just wanted to just say that shit and get it out the way because I know a lot of y'all gonna already figure it out after a while. So, yes, it happened. I knew y'all. I mean, a lot of y'all shouldn't be surprised that if y'all are Davidson's fans, y'all know that he get girls pregnant pretty fast. So it's not like a surprise that I'm pregnant. But yes, I am. And I mean, I really at this point, I don't care what y'all say, like what y'all response is gonna be, because I know a lot of y'all, oh, she's too young to have a baby, all this stuff. Like, is she really ready to be a mother? I mean, that's totally up to me. I'm the one carrying the baby. So it's not y'all business to worry about if I'm ready to be a mother. Like y'all don't need to worry about that. My mom ain't say anything when she found out. It's nothing she really could say. The only thing she said was, "You better tell David that you having his baby." That's the only thing that she could say because I'm legal. I'm of age. It's not like I'm 14 and then I got pregnant. And I can see y'all saying I'm too young to have a baby. I can see y'all saying that, but at the same time, I'm 18. I'm legal. I'm basically fucking up. I'm an adult. I'm not some little girl. So anyway, she got off or whatever. And then I ended up, pretty much having sex with Ruth, the girl from Sydney to the Max. I call her all types of names. I call her Sid. I call her Ruthie. I call her my Sydney to the Max girl. I call her a lot of nicknames when I'm with her. She's like, "David, I want to watch Family Ties." I'm like, "Why do every girl want to watch Family Ties?" She's like, "What other girl are you fucking?" I'm like, "What you mean?" She's like, "You know exactly what I mean. Don't play with me, David. Don't get them girls fucked up. Don't get them all. I'm not playing. You might look at this pretty face and think that I don't get me mixed up with those other girls. I'm not playing. I'm your girl." I'm like, "Okay." It's like, "Can we look at Family Ties?" I'm like, "You like that show?" She's like, "I love that show." So I put the show on, and we watch, and she wanted to get something to eat. So we ordered something to eat. As we waiting for the food, I'm pretty much beating it up or whatever like that. And then the food came, right? So she got the food, and then she brought it on in, and I'm like kissing on her. It's like, David, I have to eat. I gotta feed the babies. I'm like, you can feed the babies after I beat it up. It's like, you just literally got finished having sex with me, baby. I'm like, it's like, fine, okay, I'll give it to you again. But after you fuck me again, I need to eat. Okay? I'm like, all right. So I had sex with her again, and then she ended up eating her food. Now, Family Ties was on, and she ended up falling asleep. Now I had to go, check up on Ariana Grande, and Ariana Grande, she was having a meeting at her, apartment with her team and stuff. So they was like, Ari, when are you going back to the studio? I know you're filming this movie with David, and obviously you are looking pretty damn pregnant. I mean, you obviously getting that pregnant weight on you. So you're pregnant with David's babies. So y'all gotta hurry up and finish that movie. She's like, yeah, we're almost done. We got like a month left of filming. And even after we're done filming, I'm not leaving. So they're like, what do you mean you're not leaving? She's like, I am staying with David. I'm his girlfriend and we're getting married. So they're like, what do you mean you're getting married? It's like, I'm gonna be his wife. So they're like, but he already have wives. She's like, yeah, but he can have more than one wife. Look, I don't need y'all to tell me how to live my private life, and I damn sure don't tell y'all how to live y'all's. They was like, yeah, you're right. You don't tell us how to live our love life, and we ain't gonna tell you how to live yours. But Ariana, you gotta get back in that damn studio and start working on your album, your next album. You gotta get back in the game. She's like, I'm not feeling that shit. So they're like, what do you mean you're not feeling it? She's like, I just haven't been in the mood to record any music. So they're like, look, Ariana, you got to get your ass in the game. She's like, I'm making more money from, selling makeup and all that stuff. I'm making more money doing that than I ever did doing music. Look, I don't want to go back on tour and do that stuff. That stuff messed my head up. That's when I started doing drugs and just really not being my healthy self. I don't want to get back into that mindset again. And I'm pregnant and I don't want to bring babies into that type of world. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to find someone else to get in the studio and be your next Ariana Grande because I'm not doing it anymore. So they're like, your ass is under contract. You got to get back in that studio. It's like, no, I don't. I don't have to get back in that studio. And the contract that I had with y'all is already up. Like, I can do what I want. I'm basically a free agent. And so I can do what I want. And I'm telling you that I'm not getting back in that studio. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to bring babies into that environment. So they're like, okay, I guess you need some time to think about it, Ari. I guess you need some time to think about, making a new album. So we'll give you all the time you need. She's like, I don't need any time. My mind is fully made up. I am not getting back in that studio. So they leave out or whatever, right? I come there after they left, but they didn't run into me. So I just remember, no, did they run into me? Yeah, they did run into me. Yeah, they ran into me as I was like walking to her apartment. And they was like, hey, David, we're assuming you going to go see Ariana Grande. We know that's your girlfriend. Look, man, you need to tell Ariana Grande to get back in the studio. Like, what's wrong with your girl? She not thinking straight. You might want to talk to her about getting back in that studio. I'm like, wow, so y'all can make money off her ass and become more billionaires, make her sick again so she can start taking drugs and messing up her body. Is that what y'all want? They was like, no, we never told her to do that stuff. That's the stuff she wanted to do. I'm like, yeah, but when you in that world, you can't help but to get into that shit. They was like, yeah, but you do music and you know. I'm like, that's because I'm different. See, I'm built different. I can do music and that shit won't affect me. Because, see, I'm divinely protected by my dad, God. You know what I'm saying? I am his replacement. So I can make music and it won't affect me like it would affect everybody else. You understand me? So my bloodstreams are a little bit different from hers. You can't compare my life to her life. We have totally two different damn lives. So they like, yeah, but can you talk to Ariana Grande? I mean, you are her man. I'm like, I can talk to her, but not about that shit. If she told you she not doing it, then that's what it is. I'm gonna stand by her, cause you know that's my girl. I gotta support her. That's what a supporting man do. They was like, all right, well, I obviously see that you ain't gonna talk to her about it, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not talking to her about it. But nice meeting y'all. So I go in there with Ariana Grande. I'm like, hey, Ari, what's going on, baby? It's like, hi, baby. I'm like, hey, I just ran into your little team. It's like, they're trying to get me to go back in the studio, but I don't want to. I'm like, "Hey, what you want to do, baby? It's like, I want to be your wife and have your babies. I'm like, that's what you want to be? It's like, yes. I'm like, come in. You know what I want? It's like, well, what do you want? Tell me what you want. I'm like, I want to beat it up. It's like, oh, you know, you don't have to ask for that. So I'm having sex with Ariana Grande. If you don't know, a lot of people like, I think Ariana Grande is aging the way she's supposed to. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, when they look at Ariana Grande, they expect her to look a certain way or be built a certain way. And y'all need to get that fantasy shit out y'all head. You know, these celebrities are real people. Whether you want to think they clones and all this shit y'all be talking about, these are real celebrities that have real fucking lives. You know what I'm saying? So when they're aging well. It's not, oh, the clone is messing up, so now this is Ariana Grande's clone. The real Ariana Grande is dead, and all this dumb shit y'all be saying. I'll be like, yo, who be coming up with this philosophy? Like, these are real people. A clone can't get pregnant. So if Ariana Grande is carrying my kids, the babies in her stomach, she can't be a clone. That's impossible. Clones can't get pregnant. I don't care how good you make a clone. They cannot produce babies. They just can't. They can never produce a fucking baby. You know what I'm saying? They can look exactly like the celebrity and all that, but they can never produce a baby. Clones cannot do that. A girl clone of a celebrity, they can't get pregnant. No matter how many times you nut in it, it can't get knocked up. So what I'm saying to y'all is like, do y'all even know what y'all be saying when y'all say this shit? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, then they'll make up some other damn story. Clones can get pregnant. No, they cannot. Clones cannot get pregnant. I don't know who's telling you this shit, but you get your information from a wrong, reliable source, because clones can't get pregnant. They can't have babies. They can have sex. They can do all that other stuff. Yeah, they can do that, but they cannot have babies at all. So I don't know where you getting your information from. But anyway, after I had sex with Ariana Grande, I was like, God damn, that shit was good. It's like, oh, David, my head is spinning. Every time we have sex, my head be spinning a lot. I'm like, a dude's like, yeah. I'm like, I ain't mean to like, like fuck your brain. It's like, I like when you fuck me really rough. I'm like, your dude's like, mm-hmm. That let me know that you're really into me. So I'm like, yeah, well, I am into you. I love you. So she's like, I love you too. So I had sex with Ariana Grande, and then it was time for me to check up on my baby Lay. Lay, she played on a Disney Channel show. She played on Raven's Home. She played on only a few episodes of Raven's Home. Like, she wasn't like the main character in the show, but she played in a few episodes. But her main character is like in the Equalizer with like Queen Latifah and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like the show because of her, not really because of Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah's doing her thing in the show. She's doing her thing. She holding it down. But I like I like my baby. She's my favorite character in it. So when I go see her, she got the puppy in her hand. I'm like, oh, you still got the puppy? He's like, whoa, am I not supposed to have it? So I'm like, come here, girl. It's like, well, wait, before I kiss you, what am I? I'm like, my pregnant fiance. It's like that. Yes, that's the right answer. So we end up having, sex, and I'm pretty much beating it up or whatever like that. And I remember after we had sex, I'm talking to Lay. I'm like, so is your mom okay with us getting married? She's like, no. I mean, like, I don't even think. I mean, they probably gonna come to the wedding. I mean, I'm assuming that they are, but at the same time, I'm not really betting on it because all of them are trying to talk me out of marrying you. Not saying you're a bad person because they know you're not, but they thinking, oh, you're too young, you're rushing into this, and you're only doing it because you're pregnant. And that is not the only reason why I'm marrying you. Like, I'm marrying you because I genuinely love you and, yes, want to start a family together. So I'm like, oh, okay. So she put on Family Ties, right? I ain't even had to tell her. She put that show on. Everybody, all these girls, they love that show. And I don't know, is this something about the show that will capture you? It'll get you. But, some people, this show is not for everybody. Like, if you don't like oldie shit, you're not going to really understand the show. You're not going to get it. But if you're into oldies type of shit, then you're gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be very interested in it. And like I said again, it's not gonna be for totally every fucking body that comes across the show Family Ties. But I feel like Michael J. Fox played in so many fucking classic shit. You know, it's hard not to fucking like the shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just remember after I was done, having sex with her, we was looking at Family Ties, and her phone was ringing, but it wasn't her family; it was her friends. So yeah, she answered the phone. She's like, hello. So it was like, hey, girl, what's going on, Lay? She was like, what's up? So they was like, what you doing? You busy? She's like, I'm with my boyfriend. Actually, I'm with my fiance. Sorry, David, didn't mean to say that. With my fiance, my baby daddy. So they're like, girl, we cannot believe that your ass is pregnant. Every time we think about that shit, it fuck our head up. She was like, why does it mess your head up? So it's like, because we just can't really picture your ass being pregnant. She's like, and why can't you picture me being pregnant? Why can't you process that? I mean, I'm 18, I'm of age, I can have a baby. So they're like, yeah, you can have a baby, and you can carry your baby. You right about that. But we just can't really, process that information that you like, carrying a baby, and not just one but two. So she's like, okay, is that why you fucking called me to tell me that you can't believe I'm pregnant? Is that why you called me? Because y'all can do this another time. So they're like, no, we ain't call you for that. So she's like, so, well, why did you call me? So they was like, we was just calling you to let you know that we happy for you, girl. We want to help you plan the wedding. So she's like, okay, yeah, that sounds really sweet of y'all. Yeah, sure. They was like, so we wanted to know if we can come down to your apartment, help you plan the wedding and stuff. Stay there for like a week or two. She's like, I don't know if that's gonna be possible. So it's like, don't you got room in your apartment? Don't you got like an extra room, like a spare room? She was like, yeah. So they was like, so how couldn't that be possible? Me and your other friend we can stay in the spare room. So she's like, um, no. And who will be coming with you? So she's like, me and Novana. Novana says she's very excited for you to, get married. She want to help. She's like, no, she don't. That girl is not happy for me getting married to David. Have you been listening to everything on YouTube? Have you been looking at those videos and stuff? It's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you probably don't know this. I don't know if you know this, but me and Novana are beefing. She was like, wait, what do you mean y'all beefing? Like, y'all not friends no more? She's like, no, we're not friends no more. And I don't know what the fuck she's telling you, but she is not my damn friend no more. And we've been stopped talking to each other. And she will only be coming down here to try to steal my man from me. No, she's not fucking welcome down here, and her plan is backfiring on her ass. No, I'm good. You know, we'll plan the wedding. We'll just invite y'all to the wedding, but that's not happening. Sorry, but I gotta go. So she hang up the phone and stuff like that. She's like, I can't believe that Nirvana tried that shit. I can't believe she tried that. She really fucking tried that shit. So I'm like, what did she do? She's like, she tried to invite her ass down here to be so-called happy to plan the wedding when she cannot be any more mad about this shit. She do not like the fact that we're engaged. I'm like, well, maybe she got to change her heart. It's like, David, she doesn't have a change of heart. There's no way that her fucking ass got to change her heart that fast. She got to change her heart that fast. So I'm like, okay, maybe you on to something. She's like, I am on to something. So I remember, I ended up having sex with my baby Lay. And Lay, like I said, I love the show Family Ties. Like I said, that's one of my favorite shows. You know what I mean? And the show was on as we were having sex and cutting up and stuff like that. And then I went back to Debby Ryan. Debby Ryan was knocked out asleep. I'm in the car. I had to get something out my car. My wife Tanira called me. I'm like, you need me to come home right now? She's like, are you coming home? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be home later on, like around 3 o'clock in the evening. It's like, you're not gonna leave out when you come home, right? I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm staying, I promise. I'm gonna stay, baby. It's like, okay. I'm like, how's that pussy? It's like, wet. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you asked me how's my pussy, and I told you it's wet. I'm like how wet is it? It's like really wet. So I'm like okay, like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like David, I'm not gonna play this game with you. You want to know how wet it is? Come fucking find out. I'm like, okay, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and play this game with you. You want to know how wet your wife pussy is? You come and find out how wet it is when you stick your dick in it. That's how you find that shit out. So I'm like, okay, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and play this game with you, David. You want to know? You really want to know? You that fucking curious? Then come and find out. So I go to my wife Tanera, and I'm like, beating it up or whatever. And it was really wet. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it was really good. I was turning her ass up though. I ain't gonna lie to you. And we in the bed. It's like, David, I don't like when you keep leaving out and stuff. I know that you got work and everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm grinding. She's like, I know, baby, but you also have a wife. And I don't want you to forget about that. I don't want you to forget that you're married. And sometimes I think you forget that. I'm like, I don't forget it. You know that I know that you're my wife. I always got that in the back of my mind. It's like, it's in the back of your mind? I thought it would be in the front of your damn mind. I'm like, well, yeah, it's in the front of my mind. It's like, okay, you promise? I'm like, I promise that you are the only girl that I think about. I promise you, you're the only person that runs through my mind. It's like, you mean that? Like, you're not just saying that, are you? I'm like, I promise you, you are the only girl that I think about. I mean, if I'm with other girls or dating other girls, I'm always thinking about you. It's like, really? I'm like, yeah, you're my Tanera. I'm always gonna think about you. And I love making love to you and beating it up from the back. It's like, you really love beating it up? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I mean, I could tell you was just fucking the shit out of me just now. You was turning my ass up. I mean, like really beating it up. I'm like, yeah, well, your pussy was super wet. She's like, well, I mean, I am pregnant again, so the pussy is gonna be really, really good. I'm like, yeah, well, that is true. So after I was done with making love with my wife Tanera, I checked on the babies, make sure our daughters was good. I was playing with them and having fun with my daughters. And I was thinking about should I take them with me, but then I didn't want Tanera to wake up and be like, where the fuck is the kids at? Cause she start panicking when she don't see the babies. So it's like, I was like, should I take them with me? But then I don't want to worry this girl. So I'm like, I'm gonna just leave them here because I don't want to worry Tanera when she wake up and see the baby's not there, and then she kind of like going all crazy and stuff like, well, where's the babies? So I go back to Demi. I mean, I said Demi. I go back to Debby Ryan, and Debbie is like in the bed still. She was still asleep though. I was like, damn, like she was still knocked out. Like she was still asleep. So I kind of woke her up, and I had Family Ties on. You know, I'm kind of obsessed with that show. I love Family Ties. So I'm on. You know, she's like, "What is this? What are you looking at?" I'm like, "Oh, this Family Ties." She's like, "What's Family Ties?" I'm like, "You know, it's a oldie show with like Michael J. Fox and stuff when he was young, like a young teenager." She was like, Michael J. Fox. Is that same guy that played on like Back into the Future and stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, that's him. She's like, don't he got like, ain't he, like he's sick, right? He got like a disease or something. I'm like, Parkinson. She's like, what the hell is Parkinson? I'm like, it's like a disease that you can't control your body movements. Like your muscles in your body, you can't control it. It automatically shakes and stuff and moves on his own and stuff like that. She was like, damn, he was diagnosed with that shit. I'm like, yeah. She was like, do he still got it? I'm like, Debbie, this shit ain't go away. It's a fucking disease. Your nerves, that means that the tissue in your body, it automatically moves on its own. She was like, oh, damn. Well, did he have that shit when he was doing this show? I'm like, I don't think he knew he had it when he was doing this show. Like, I don't think he knew that he actually had the disease because they said that he didn't find out that he had it until like 1991. So I'm assuming that when he was filming this shit, he probably knew that he had kind of like symptoms or something was wrong with him. Like I would say like the fifth or sixth season, he probably knew that something was wrong with him, but he didn't really take it too seriously. But if you look at the show, you could tell that, you know, it was happening, you know, because he would sit down and then he would get up or he'll put his hand in his pocket. And when he put his hand in his pocket, it's so people wouldn't see his hand shaking or moving and stuff like that. And when he did that show Spin City, he definitely had it on Spin City. But he had it then. He had it all the way then. But he was definitely trying to hide it and stuff like that. But the last season of Spin City, that's when he decided to tell everybody that, hey, you know, I got this disease and, you know, I've been trying to hide it. And obviously at that time, you know, you can't really hide it because he was moving around a lot. Like in that show, he was moving around a lot, and you could just tell that something was definitely wrong with him. You know, moving and twitching a lot. So she was like, "Wait, you can see it in there?" I'm like, "You can't." I mean, you can see that something was wrong with him, but you can't 100% see that he had that shit. He was hiding it. So she was like, "Oh, I mean, this show looks pretty good. I mean, I never seen this shit before." You say, what is, she's like, she was like, what is it called again? I'm like, it's called Family Ties. She was like, Family Ties. Hold on, y'all. Something fell down. Oh, more of my money. So, so I remember I'm having sex with, you know, Debby Ryan as that show play on. You know, that's kind of like a anthem show for me to have sex with Family Ties being on. You know, that's my shit. And yeah, Debby Ryan, she gets a call from her fiance, right? And so he's like, so this what we doing now? She's like, excuse me? So he's like, so this is what we doing now? It's like, what are you talking about? So he's like, I just seen a video on YouTube of you saying that you are in a relationship with the star of the show, Jesse Are Grown Up, David Sims, that A-list actor. She was like, yeah, I'm his girlfriend. So he like, but we married. She's like, we're getting a divorce. Like, how clear can I fucking be? We're getting a divorce. I'm filing for divorce. So I don't know how clear I can be about that shit. So I'm allowed to date. I'm allowed to have a boyfriend if I want to, because I'm not your wife technically anymore. Yeah, on paper, she's like, yeah, on paper, I'm your wife. It's, that's on paper or whatever. But far as us like being an actual married couple, that shit is out the window. I'm David's girlfriend, so you want to deal with it. And yes, I was when I told David fans, I already knew that she was gonna probably figure this shit out. That I was David's girl. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I knew that she was gonna find out. So he was like, so if you knew that I was gonna find out, why would you take that big ass risk? And it's like, because I don't care if you find out. That's where I'm at with this shit. I don't care if you find out if I'm David's girl. I don't care. That's where I'm at with this. And you can obviously tell I don't fucking care if I'm making that fucking live saying it to the world that I'm his girl. So yeah, I mean, I obviously knew that you was gonna fucking figure it out. Okay, so you know that I'm his girl and I'm not coming home. So he's like, what do you mean not coming home? You live here. She's like, no, actually, I live in a new apartment that my boyfriend got for me. I already packed my stuff up. You can kind of look in the closet, like everything mostly is gone. I took mostly all my clothes. I'm not coming back there. So he was like, so you ain't coming back? He's like, no, because I don't want you to get it in your head that we're back together. We're not. I'm filing for divorce, and there is no working out with you. Like, I tried to work things out with you, but all you did was beat on me and all that, and you just kept telling me I'm sorry and it won't happen again, and then it end up happening again, and you just never change. You just tell me what I want to hear, and I'm done with this. I'm done with you, and I don't care how you feel about it, but yes, I'm David's girl. Deal with it. So he's like, you're not supposed to be out there having sex. You're supposed to be waiting until this divorce goes through. She's like, no, because I can do. First of all, I don't have to wait until a damn divorce goes through to have sex. I can have sex when the fuck I want to. I can have sex as the process of the divorce is going through. So you don't tell me what I have to do or what I need to do. You don't control me. And that's what you thought. You thought through the whole marriage that you could control me. You can't. And now that you see that you can, you realize you're powerless. Without me, you're powerless. I am the outlet to everything, to your whole life, to the house that we lived in, to the cars that we had. I was the outlet to that shit. And without me, you're nothing. Without me, you're not a damn thing. I don't know who's gonna fucking provide for you the way that I fucking did. So that's the thing. That's why you're so fucking scared. That's why you don't want to let me go. That's why you don't want to sign the papers. He's like, who said I'm not going to sign the papers? She's like, well, if you sign the papers, I am so happy that you will sign them papers and finally let me go. But even if you don't sign those papers, I'm still going to be with David. It doesn't matter. It can still be on paper that we married or whatever. But I will never, ever technically be your wife in real life. It'll only say that shit on paper. Anyway, I gotta go, and I am blocking you because we have nothing to talk about. So she hangs up the phone and she blocks him. She do all this stuff she said she was gonna do. I'm like, Debby Ryan, I can't believe you actually did all that. It's like, what? You didn't think I was serious about you? So Scott Jackson ended up finding out about me and Debby Ryan. She calls up Debby, and because she has Debby Ryan number. So she calls up Debby Ryan and she's like, Debby, hey. She was like, who's this? She was like, it's Scott Jackson. So she's like, oh, what's up, girl? Hey, Scott. So she's like, yeah, what's going on? I need to talk to you. She was like, okay, girl, what's up? What you want to talk to me about? So she's like, I wanted to talk to you about David, if that's cool with you. So she's like, oh, you want to talk to me about David? She was like, yeah, that's what I literally just said. Yeah, I want to talk to you about David. So she's like, oh, okay, girl, we gotta talk to me about David. What's up? So she's like, um, I mean, am I hearing this shit right? Because I might not be hearing this shit right. She's like, are you hearing what right? What do you mean? So she's like, well, I seen this video on YouTube. It's floating around. You saying you David's girlfriend? What you mean by that? Like, what is that? Like, cause you know that me and David used to date, and I was thinking about getting back with him. So like, what's up with that? Like, what the fuck is going on with that video? Like, y'all, what do you mean you dated him? So she's like, I mean, I kind of figured this was gonna fun. She's like, what? She's like, I figured that you was gonna fucking see the video. I'm David's girlfriend. So then she's like, what do you mean you're David's girlfriend? She's like, I'm his girlfriend. So she's like, so that means y'all been fucking. She's like, yeah, we have been fucking. So she's like, so why would you go after my man? She's like, well, he was not your man anymore. Y'all, you wasn't his girlfriend anymore. It's not like you was his girlfriend and then I went after him and we started having sex. It's not like that's how it happened. You're not his girlfriend anymore. You wasn't his girlfriend for quite some time now. So you're acting like I really stabbed you in the back or something. She's like, yeah, you did. Because you knew that I was his girlfriend, though. You did know that. Like, I did dated him before. And you knew that. And so now she's like, well, you act like we're fucking best friends or something. You acting like you acting like we family members or something. We don't go over each other's houses. She's like, and what the fuck is that supposed to mean? She's like, Scott Jackson, it's supposed to mean that you're literally on this phone acting like I owe you something. I don't owe you any fucking thing. Like, we're not even like best friends. We're associates. Yeah, we're cool and everything like that. And we deal with each other when we see each other, if we're working together or if we're at an event. We tolerate each other. But other than that, I don't owe you shit. I can date whoever the fuck I want to date, and I can screw whoever I want to screw. So you can get mad all you want that I'm dating the man that you used to date, but y'all are not fucking girlfriend and boyfriend anymore. He is not your man. So you gonna have to get over the fact that I'm his fucking girlfriend. And when we're on set, I would like you to stay away from him. So she was like, excuse me? Girl, you don't tell me what the fuck to do. She was like, I'm telling you that I want you to stay away from my boyfriend while we on set. That would be the respectful thing to do because I am technically his girl. So she was like, Debby Ryan, please don't fucking play with me on this phone because I will do whatever the fuck I want to, and you're not gonna tell me that I can't talk to David. Because she's like, I didn't say you can't talk to him. You can speak to him. You can say hi to him and stuff like that. I didn't say you couldn't do that. But I'm just saying when you get a little bit too damn comfortable where you feel like you really want to like say something to him or have a conversation or touch up on him, I'm just letting you know that you ain't gonna be able to do that because that's my man. I'm just letting you know you need to back off and just respect that. It's like, first of all, how the fuck? Wait, you gonna tell me that I need to respect that? Your ass ain't respect the fact that me and David was in a relationship before. Your ass ain't respect that. So how the fuck am I gonna respect you being his girl? She's like, because I am technically his fucking girl. I'm technically his girl. You're not his girl no more. You haven't been his girl for a while now. So, and how the fuck am I supposed to know that you wanted to be his girl again? Am I a fucking psychic? No, I'm not. You didn't fucking tell me that. She's like, I didn't think I fucking needed to. So she's like, okay, Sky, you know what? You know this conversation not going nowhere. Because you gonna do whatever the fuck you wanna do, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I'm gonna do, which is date David and still be his bitch, despite this whole conversation. Because I'm still gonna be his girl, and what you saying ain't getting to me. It's not getting through to my head, you know. So I don't give a fuck what you say. So she's like, okay, and I don't give a fuck what you say. So I'm going to do what I want to do. She's like, all I'm going to say to you is if I see you getting too close to David, it's going to be a problem. It's like, what type of problem is it going to be? What, you going to put your hands on me? And then I'll take you to court and I'll sue you. She's like, what? You'll sue me? She's like, yeah, I will sue you, you bitch. So she's like, okay, first of all, I can't fight you. She's like, why is that? She's like, because I just found out I'm a week pregnant with David babies. She's like, you are lying. You're not pregnant. She's like, I am pregnant. We got the pregnancy stick right here. I am pregnant. David's the father. His nurses came here and did a DNA test on me and everything. So she's like, so you're pregnant? It's like, yeah, so I can't be fighting. So why would I fight you? She's like, so why would you threaten me if your ass can't do shit? So she's like, you know what, Sky, ain't nobody threatening your ass. She's like, yes, you did. You said that you was gonna do something to me if I talked to David. So she's like, then just don't talk to him then. That's all I'm asking you. Why would you talk to him if you obviously want me to do something to you if you gonna do what I tell you not to do? You doing it to be fucking smart. She's like, first of all, I ain't doing anything to be smart. So she's like, yes, you are. Because if I literally told you to stay away from him and you all up in his face any damn way, you doing it to fucking catch my attention. And you know that that's gonna make me feel some type of way. So she's like, you know what? I am going to do that shit to get to your fucking ass. You absolutely right. I am going to do that shit to get to you. You right. You are absolutely right. There's no way that, yeah, I'm doing that shit. All right, I'm getting off the phone because, I'm going to do that shit. So she get off the phone. She's like, see, Scott Jackson, see, this bitch, she really pushing my buttons. So I'm like, look, Scott Jackson, that's just how she is. She's like, oh my God, why is my phone? It's fucking Peyton List now. I'm like, what, Peyton List? She's like, it's Peyton List. Hold on. So she's like, hello? So she's like, what's going on, Debbie? It's Peyton. So she's like, yeah, I know, I got you in my contacts. She's like, yeah, so yeah, I was just looking at, I was on YouTube and I kind of like stumbled across this video, girl. She's like, what video did you stumble across? She was like, so I stumbled across this video. It was a video like, it was a video saying that, well, you was on there. Obviously, you know, you was on there. You was part of the video. You was on there and you admitted that you were Davidson's girlfriend and that you was dating him and all this shit. Ain't you married and stuff? Like, don't you got a like husband and all that shit? Like, how would that be possible? So she's like, well, I mean, you all up in my business, but if you must know, I'm getting a divorce, so I'm, you know, technically not his girl anymore, so I can date whoever I want and I can be in a relationship with whoever I want to be in. So she's like, yeah, okay, so all right, I know what a divorce is, but that whole thing with you saying you're dating David, what's that looking like? She's like, what do you mean? She's like, you said that you're in a relationship with David. What do you mean by that? Like, she's like, what do you think I fucking mean by that? If I said that I'm dating him or that I'm his girlfriend, what else could I fucking say? Like, what else would that mean? So she's like, okay, so look, I know you probably didn't know this, but I'm gonna just throw that shit out there. I know you probably didn't know this, so I'm gonna just say this to you. She's like, yeah, uh-huh. So she's like, you on the phone? She's like, I'm listening. So she's like, I know you probably didn't notice, Debbie, but me and David been dating and stuff. You know? She's like, uh-huh. Yeah, I know. So she's like, you know what? She's like, he told me he been fucking you. Like he told me, but he ain't been seeing you lately. She's like, that don't mean that we not still dating. So she's like, look, Peyton, I just got off the phone with fucking Scott Jackson. I'm not gonna keep doing this shit. Arguing with you fucking bitches over David. David's my man. Y'all gonna have to fucking deal with it. She's like, I'm not gonna have to deal with shit. You gonna have to stop talking to him. She's like, well, that's gonna be impossible when we literally are in the same area right now and in the bed, I'm half naked. That's literally gonna be impossible. His dick getting pretty hard. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be fucking me in a few minutes. So she's like, you know what? All right, okay. She's like, look, Peyton List, don't you need to still show up on set? You know, don't be late and stuff. You know, don't let this shit affect your money. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be on set. She's like, what is that supposed to mean? She's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. But you know, I told you, I gave you a chance to stop talking to David. So she's like, what you gonna do? She's like, don't worry about it. Just know that I gave you a damn chance. I gave you a way out, and you ain't want to take the way out. So now I gotta take matters into my own damn hands. She's like, what you gonna try to kill me? What you gonna try to get me whacked? She was like, why would I do that shit? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm doing something else though. Just know that I gave you a chance. And just know that I gave you a way out and you ain't want to take that shit. So now we just gonna do things my fucking way. You should have just took the way out. You should have just took it. She was like, well, No, I'm not taking that fucking shit. I'm sorry. And what you saying is not scaring me any damn way. Whatever the fuck you got planned for me, Peyton List, ain't fucking scaring me. You're not putting no fucking fear in my heart. She's like, you should be fucking scared. What the fuck I'm gonna do to your ass? You should be scared because I gave you a way out. You should have just took it. So she's like, girl, get the fuck off this phone. I don't care about what you saying. So she get off the phone. She was like, David, you know what this means, right? I'm like, what? She's like, I'm gonna have to block these fucking stupid ass girls. Cause now they know. I mean, I was gonna wait to tell them this shit. But now that they know that we dating, because obviously somebody screen recorded me being on live, and they put this shit on YouTube. And once that shit on YouTube, everybody can see that shit. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna be on set now, because Sky Jackson, she up there threatening me, talking about, oh, I must be all up in David face, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't want to get into this shit with them on set, because that's gonna be unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to argue with these bitches on set. So I'm like, okay. So like, I'm like, well, all I know is that I'm really into you, Debbie. You know that, right? It's like, you better be really into my ass, David. I'm really into you. I don't know why I like this fucking show, but it's something about this show that I like. I've never seen it before, but I do like it. I'm like, you like the show? It's like, yeah, I like it. Yeah, I mean, okay, I fuck with it. I'm like, you just like, yeah, but I gotta say, I didn't think that I would like this shit so much. Like the show, I didn't think that I would like the show so much. I'm like, why is that? It's like, I don't know. I just didn't think that I would like it so much. But now that I do like the show, even though it's my first time watching this shit, I gotta say I'm really into this shit. Like I'm really into you. And I'll go to war with any bitch to keep you as my man. I'll go to war with any girl. I literally would. I'm like, you was like, yeah, those girls do not scare me. I am still your girl. I'm like, you are like, yes, I'm still your girl. They just angry that we're dating, and they probably just can't believe that we're in a relationship. So she's like, did I tell you the first time we had sex in your trailer when I was coming out that I ran into Peyton List? I'm like, no, you ain't never tell me that. She's like, yeah, I ran into Peyton List, and she was like questioning me and stuff and asking me how long I was in your trailer and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, you need to ask David. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you worried about how long I was in your trailer? Like, it's none of your business. So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, she was like really grilling me and shit. I'm like, who, Scott Jackson? She's like, no, Peyton List. I'm like, oh, Peyton List. It's like, yeah. So I'm like, why you think it's gonna be on set when we get there? It's like, David, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna hope that everything goes accordingly, which means like I hope nobody comes on their feelings, and I'm praying that everybody come professional and come with their game face on, because if everybody coming to be in some soap opera shit, it's not gonna be a good fucking damn filming day. Like people just gonna be all emotional. Everybody gonna be on their feelings, and I just don't want that, baby. I'm like, I get what you say. It's like, I get that these girls gonna be angry at me because we're dating, me and you. I get it. They gonna be like on their feelings, but I don't want them showing that shit while we're trying to work. While we're trying to film. Like, I just don't want them to bring that shit on set. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, I get it, because I'm not going to say nothing to both of these girls. I'm not even going to say hi to them. I mean, like, I'm your girl. They just going to have to see me being your girl on set. Like, seeing us kissing and cuddling and holding each other's hands and stuff. They just going to have to see that and have to deal with the fact that I'm your bitch. And whatever. Like, Sky Jackson was your girlfriend at one time. She was your girlfriend. That part is true. She was definitely your girlfriend at one time, but y'all are not dating anymore. And that's what she needs to realize. Y'all haven't dated in a long ass time now. So she needs to realize that shit. I'm like, yeah, this is true. She definitely needs to realize that she's not my girl no more. It's like, yeah, she needs to realize that. But you know what? And then the thing is, she's on the phone acting like I owe her something. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally like I owe her an explanation. I'm like, yeah, I get what she's saying. She's like, like first of all, I don't owe you no explanation. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, and then she told me, you knew that we was dating and you gonna go after him anyway. First of all, I'm not like we're not best friends. I could see if we were like 100% best friends and we did everything together. We spent the night over each other's house and we went out of state and went on vacations together. I can see if we did all that shit. And then I can see you actually saying that stuff. But it's like you acting like we're like best friends and all of this shit, and when that's definitely not the fucking case. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, you get what I'm saying, right? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, so it's like, I don't know what the fuck she expected. Like, she really honestly think that I really portrayed her. And so do Peyton List, and I just don't get why these girls think that shit. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you got a point there. She's like, I don't know why they think that shit, David. Maybe you should talk to them. Then again, no, because they gonna probably want you to have sex with them, and I don't want you fucking these girls, especially Scott Jackson and stuff. So it's like, just no, I don't want you around them girls. So I'm like, it's like, no, just let them do them. Let Scott Jackson do Scott Jackson. Let Peyton List be Peyton List. I'm like, okay. She's like, don't Peyton List got a series on here? I'm like, yeah, she got a series on Paramount. It's called School Spirits. I like it. It's a good show. She was like, mm-hmm. Well, you gonna have to see Peyton List anyway. Y'all filming a movie together. I'm like, yeah. She's like, so you gonna have to see Peyton List anyway. So, oh my God, I'm hoping that you don't have sex with that girl, because I know she gonna try to guilt you into that shit. To fuck her and stuff. I'm like, who? She's like Peyton List. So I'm like, she's like, and Peyton List she a pretty girl. She's not an ugly girl. Like Peyton List is a very gorgeous, girl. She's pretty. She has a nice little toned out body. So she's not like, she definitely is a very attractive girl. So what I'm saying is like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just hoping that she don't fall into her trap and start having sex with her again. I'm like, no, Debbie, I wouldn't do that. Of course not. It's like, well, I'm hoping you don't. So I remember I had sex with Debby Ryan. I did my thing with her. I got this phone call from Bella, not Bella Thorne, but this girl Bella. She plays on like, y'all know The Last of Us, right? So she played on that show, The Last of Us. We've been working on a project together, me and Bella. She called me. I was like, David, it's Bella. I'm like, who is it? What Bella is this? Like, David, you know who it is. I just told you it's Bella. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, hey, baby, I just got back from out of town filming, so I thought maybe we could hang out. I'm like, oh, and do what? It's like, you know what, David? I'm like, what is that? It's like, David, have sex. I'm horny. I'm like, you ain't been letting nobody beat it up. It's like, no, I ain't been letting nobody beat it up, David. So I'm like, so you've been waiting for me to beat it up? It's like, yes, David, I've been waiting for you to beat it up. So I go see Bella. Bella opened the door. She had this tank top on, but she ain't had no bra on. But then she had on like these little shorts under it, like they were really small shorts. But you can still kind of see her body and stuff like that. So she was like, you don't know how much I missed you. I'm like, and how bad did you miss me? So like, I missed you a lot. And guess what? So look, I was on the set of The Last of Us and, filming the parts that because they didn't completely cut me out. They didn't like all the way cut me out. I was still in some scenes and stuff like that. So I was out there filming that and stuff like that and training for that. And it was kind of fun. It was like really fun and stuff like that to work on, still be a part of it and stuff. So I'm still going to be in like certain episodes, but not, I don't think I'm going to be in all of the episodes, but just like certain ones. But yeah. So I just got back from doing that. And so I was out there doing that. And I remember like as I'm working on this as I'm working on the show, the girl that's playing like the older version of me in the show, The Last of Us, she likes you, like she has a crush on you. So she walks over to me and we was taking a break and she was just like, you know David, right? Like y'all friends and stuff, y'all be hanging out and stuff, right? Like you got his number. And I was just like, yeah, 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 we be hanging out. So I'm assuming like she knows like automatically I'm your girlfriend. Like I'm assuming that she knows this stuff. But she just comes out and say, well, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. I'm not thinking that she was about to say what she said, but she was just like, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. So I was like, all right, so well, what is the favor? Like, what are you gonna need me to do? And she was like, I'm gonna need you to hook me up with David. Like, you don't gotta give me his number because I know it's gonna be kind of creepy if I call him and he don't know who I am. So I'm thinking like, maybe you should put in a good word for me, you know. And I'm like, okay, she don't know that I'm his girlfriend because if she did know, because I can't really get mad at this girl because she don't really know that I'm dating you. So I was just like, I'm sorry, but I'm his girlfriend. So she was like, wait, y'all dating? Like you're his girl? Now she thought I was gay. She thought that I was gay. She thought I was into girls and stuff. So she's like, I thought you was gay. So I was like, who said that I was gay? So she thought that I was gay, and I was like, wait, I never said that I was gay. Like I never said that I was into girls. Like, what the hell? Like, who the fuck told you that shit? So I'm like sitting there thinking, like, who told you that I was gay? Because I never said that I was like into fucking females and stuff. Like, I don't know where that fucking information came from. So I was like, no, I'm not gay. Like, David's my boyfriend. Like, we have sex and stuff. And she was like, oh, y'all fucking. And I was like, yeah. So after she finds out that we're dating, because I told her, she immediately had this attitude towards me. I thought she was cool with it, because she took the fucking news very well. She took it well, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, she's cool. She doesn't, like, she's not going to come at me and ask me about you again. Like, she knows that we're dating, so I don't have to keep telling this girl that. So I'm thinking that all of that shit is over because now that I done told her that we're dating, I'm thinking all that shit is over, right? So, okay. We working on some fighting scenes and stuff and training before we start filming. And I noticed she had this fucking attitude towards me. Like she had this really like this negative attitude towards me. And I was just like, why? Like, what is her problem? Like, I wasn't like putting it together that she's mad that I'm dating you. Cause I didn't think that that's why she was being so negative towards me. You took a break and they all went out to eat and she didn't even tell me that they were going out to eat. I come back from the bathroom and they all was gone. And they was like, oh, Bella, girl, we just came from this steak place and this food is so good. Why you ain't want to come? So and so said you ain't want to come. So I was like, wait, I never told her that I didn't want to come. I went to the bathroom and y'all, when I came back, y'all was gone. So she's obviously doing all this evil shit to me. And then I start thinking about it. I'm like, oh, she doing all this shit because she still want to be with my boyfriend. And she's mad that I'm your girlfriend and she can't really date you because we're dating. So now she's trying to sabotage shit. So I start like realizing, okay, all right, I see where she at with this shit. So I'm like, okay, so now I started beating her at her own game and stuff because now that I know what type of page she on and how she just, been acting towards me, I wasn't even going to approach her about I wasn't going to approach her about how she been acting because I think she knows, what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she's going to admit that, hey, I've been treating you mean or I've been evil towards you. It's not like she's going to actually admit that shit. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to beat her at her own game, which I fucking did. And she just was like, couldn't wait to fucking leave because she knew she couldn't really get to me and stuff like that. And she was just, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't like working with her. I'm like, you didn't like the new girl that's supposed to be playing Ellie in the show, The Last of Us. I ain't like working with her. I'm like, you didn't like, nope, because number one, she liked you. Number two, she was mad when she found out that we were dating and stuff and that I was your girlfriend. So she wasn't being nice to me after that. So yeah, I didn't like working with her. I didn't have a good experience with her. But everybody else was really cool. Everybody else was really nice and stuff. It was just her. It was just her. It was just her. Just her in general. Like she was the only one that was pissing me off. But that was just it. Because at first she seemed really cool and really nice. But then once she couldn't get her fucking way, she was like on some other, she was on some real diva ass shit. And it was just like, all right, whatever. Like, you think that I'm going to get, oh, you can date my boyfriend, I'll stop dating him for you. Like, no, bitch, I hardly know you. Like, and then she thought, and then I don't know if she was doing that shit to be funny, but, you know, talking about, I thought she was into girls. Like, she did it around people because when she said it, other people started laughing. Like, you know, like they heard her saying that shit to me. And I was just like, what? Who told you I was? And I have no problem with gay people, but I'm not gay. So it's like, who the fuck told you that I was fucking into girls? Like, I don't know who told you that shit, but their information is wrong. You know, like, so yeah, that was another thing that pissed me off. Like the way she did it and how she did it was that shit wasn't funny. And I think that was definitely not the right time to say some shit like that. And when she said it, it was like, all right, I can see where she at with this. And I really couldn't catch on at that time that she was doing that shit to be smart. You know, saying, oh, I thought you was into girls. Bitch, I am not into no fucking girls. And who the fuck said that shit? I never said that shit. I never said that I like girls. I'm like, okay, so like, you know, like, what the fuck? So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, that bitch was definitely trying to be funny. She was there, but I mean, when she said it, other people did, like they were laughing and stuff like that. And you know, like it was a joke, but I know she wasn't joking. Like she was dead ass serious about that shit. I'm like, she was like, yeah, but you know what? I beat her at her own fucking game. So I ended up kissing on her and doing my thing with her, making love to her, doing my thing with Bella. Cause I didn't forget about Bella. You know, I thought about Bella a lot. You know, Bella is my baby. You know what I'm saying? She is definitely my girl. You know what I'm saying? I was turning her ass up, boy. I haven't seen Bella in a while, in a few weeks and stuff. So it's been a little minute since I've seen Bella. So I definitely was turning it up, getting up in them yams, you know. And it was really good. I ain't gonna lie to you. So she was like, you know, I'm pregnant, right? You know, I felt that I was pregnant, right? Out there. I'm like, you found out you was pregnant. She's like, I found out you got me pregnant. So good thing I wasn't doing too much action scenes and stuff, like kicking or running and stuff too much. I'm like, so you're pregnant? It's like, yeah. I sent you like a long ass message on your website to your account to let you. I sent you like 3 or 4 paragraphs telling you how everything was going, and in the paragraphs, like I was like, I'm pregnant with your babies. Like, you didn't get it? I'm like, wait, you sure you sent it to me? He's like, I sent it to you, I'm sure. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, we had sex again, which was incredible. It was like a lot of love making, and it was incredible. So I'm like, well, did you tell your mom and stuff that you were pregnant? She's like, I'm 20, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking about telling him yet, but I am going to tell him. I'm like, you want to tell him? He's like, I am. When you look at me, do you think I'm a little girl? Like, how old do you think I am when you look at me? I'm like, when I look at you, it's like, yeah, when you look at me, how old did you thought I was when we first met? I'm like, I thought she was like 14, 15 or something like that. It's like, so you didn't think I was 20? I'm like, I ain't really think you was 20 years old. It's like, wow. Why do everybody, when they find out how old I am, they can't believe that I'm 20? I'm like, that's because your ass don't look like it. You definitely look like you could be like 15 or something like that. She's like, that's probably why they had me in the show, because I look like a younger version of the Ellie and stuff like that. So, yeah. Because, you know, a lot of girls or a lot of people that play young people in shows and stuff, they actually older than what they are. Like, if a person is playing like a 15-year-old girl, 9 times out of 10, that girl is like either 21 or 22 or 23. She just look real young. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah. So it's like when you look them up and you be like, damn, she in her 20s? So, like lots of people, they be in their 20s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like playing high school kids and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, you right. She's like, some people you can obviously know. Like some people you can look at them and you can just know that they like definitely in their 20s. Like, goddamn well they don't belong in no damn high school. You can just know, you can just look at them and be like, what the fuck? Like, no, it's no way that you could pass as a fucking high schooler. Like, you look like your ass failed a million damn times and you just in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can obviously know. Like, some people can't get away with that shit. Some people try to be on there and they think they can get away with it. But when you look at them, you're like, yo, you know that your ass too old to be on no acting like you in school. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, but anyway, I heard that HBO is not going to be HBO Max no more. It's going to be something. I think it's going to be just Max. I'm like, what the fuck is the damn difference? She's like, David, that is a good ass question. What the fuck is the damn difference? I'm like, what is the difference if they call it Max or HBO Max? What is the difference? She's like, I guess because they combining two fucking networks together. Because they do that shit like Disney Plus is combined with another fucking network now. But they still call it Disney Plus. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, so it's like, you get what I'm saying now? I'm like, I guess I get what your ass saying. She's like, yeah, so it's like, they still, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, so it's like, Disney Plus is with another app. Okay, like Nickelodeon and Netflix are in the same network together, but Netflix is still Netflix. That's why if you go on Netflix, you see a whole bunch of Nickelodeon shit on there. Nickelodeon network is combined with Netflix. Like Netflix basically owns Nickelodeon. I'm like, oh, they do? She's like, yeah, they own Nickelodeon. That's why a lot of the Nickelodeon shows is on Netflix. I'm like, oh yeah, that shit is. Yeah, you right about that. It's like a lot of their shows is on Netflix. If you ain't never noticed that shit. I'm like, actually I did fucking notice that shit. Actually I did. She's like, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much where that's at. But I am kind of horny because I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Like I know that was like not your last time beating it up. I'm like, oh no, I definitely gonna turn that ass. So I was like, oh yeah, you better beat it up, get up in that shit. So I made love to Bella. You know that's my girl. I haven't seen her in a while, so I was actually really happy to see her. I'm gonna start this episode here. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, thugging and clutching. But no, I'll let y'all later. Hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. And I think that's pretty much all I gotta say on here. You know what I'm saying? My head kind of spinning sometimes, man. I don't know why. Man, going through some changes. Going through changes. Yeah, that's shit. I'm fucking dizzy right now. I'm about to lay down the thug. But I'll holler at y'all later. Hope that y'all thugging and clutching with me. You know what I'm saying?